Isn't it a good thing to have the time and the money to go anywhere you want on this globe, this beautiful globe of ours that we call our Earth? Now, this is some of the thing that I mean, what we discuss on the Abroad Experience podcast. This is where you are right now. And we have guests come and join us on this podcast, and they give us some insights, they give us some stories, and it's always a wonderful time that we have here. Now, if you're watching us there, please let us know. If you have a question, ask. If you have a comment, just comment. We'll read it. And please remember to share this episode with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Today, we have a special guest. Augustine is our guest today. He's been around the world. He's young. And I'm wondering, how is this person able to do what he's doing right now? And I'm going to find it together with you. So please help me welcome our guest today, Augustine. Uh, I'm having
Also,
I'm having a hard time pronouncing your second name. Please tell us, what's your second name?
yeah, it starts with a K, but the K is silent. You
Oh,
pronounce Posowa.
Posowa.
Just
Augustine
pretend that the K
Posowa
does not exist. The K is forbidden.
is silent. Is silent. And I wonder why they, when all the languages they were making, they put letters in there that we don't have to pronounce.
Man,
It's
some,
silent.
yeah, sometimes these rules just exist. Got to deal with.
Um,
Oh, there's my name. Just got to
yeah.
get used to it growing up.
Hey, pleased to meet you.
And you too, it's a joy to be on this podcast.
Yeah. Where in the world are you?
I'm actually in my home country right now. So you see my room, all of these pictures are the countries that I've been to. Not all of them. They're just a whole steep of countries that I managed to step foot in, breathe
Okay.
the same air, talk to people, and then return home. I'm in
Mm-hmm.
my home phase.
So, which
And
is your home?
home is in the USA. Home is
Oh,
in Ohio,
okay. Which
capital,
state?
capital city of Columbus.
Oh,
Columbus, Ohio.
oh,
That's
beautiful, beautiful.
how I like to travel. Big cities, big places, big names, big, with the occasional small.
Mm, mm. We are off to a big start.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm curious. I'm curious. When I saw your profile, I'm seeing you move around the world. I'm curious because I think, how old are you?
I'm actually 32 years old.
Oh, you don't look it at all. What have you been eating on?
Eating, just eat some healthy foods.
Yeah, healthy food. So health is something that you take care. You're very conscious of.
That's because I need to be able to walk. Whenever you go around the world, crazy stuff is going to happen. I need to be able to just walk. You
Okay.
can have cars, but I'm a walking person, walking, running. Even if I have to run another marathon, I gotta be in shape. So
Then
that means I have to be able to do this.
then
That's part of
you must have been a Kenyan. I mean, you should have been a Kenyan if you love walking and running. Because I'm a
marathon.
Kenyan and we run. We always run everywhere.
Oh, I
We're
have my
known for the marathon. So you've been running the marathon also.
Oh, I'm gonna get my third one in a couple of months.
Where?
I'm gonna try to do the nationwide marathon in Ohio. I need to
Ohio.
register for that one.
Okay, that's wonderful. Let's go back a bit, and not even a bit. Let's go back to you being born where you are right now and growing up. How was it?
Growing up, I was actually born in Michigan and I grew up in California.
Oh, okay.
Even though I'm in Ohio, do not be fooled. I was somewhere half of the most of the country away into the
Mm-hmm.
wild, wild west. Growing up, I just had a big imagination for one, because you know how we have Cartoon Network and anime and movies, and I
Yes.
could just be in my head thinking about big characters. That was sort of me right there, loving those cartoons growing up. I also
What?
loved books, books like scientific books, books about space, and we do have space travel developing right now, but I was
Mhm.
already into that. And airplanes, because I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to get behind that airplane and fly. Now, the crazy part is I'm not a pilot, but I'm flying. So I suppose that's part of the dream realized. And I've been doing that every single year. I still love airplanes as I did as a kid. Other things among my activities would be to exercise. And I'm talking about like this Taibo boxing, body explosive movements. I was into that, as well as into running and playing soccer. But I'm not in a hardcore fan sort of way. I'm just being able to maintain myself. I like to move around, like to
Mm,
daydream, like to read. I do like to read the religious text in the Bibles and the higher powers, the stuff of higher powers to spiritual as well
mm,
included. And in
mm,
terms of play, it was just fun to play around with my friends because in that world, back then in the early 2000s, this was before the iPhone, before
mhm,
the smartphones, before that
mhm.
age. We kids are running around playing tag or playing handballs. Today it might be a little different, but my world was that world of the millennial generations. And I'm just one of those last millennials because I was born in the 1994 cusp.
Okay.
That was
So
me growing.
I'm curious when you said about you talked about watching cartoons, and I'm curious, what was your favorite character? What's your favorite cartoon as you're growing up?
Out of all the cartoons. I'm just going to list them off and then I'll tell you. For
Oh,
example, cartoon to be specific would be Dexter's Laboratory,
oh,
Courage the Cowardly Dog, Powerpuff Girls, Totally Spies. These are in the Cartoon Networks. Also, Tom and Jerry, that cat and the mouse. In the Looney Tunes world, Duck Dodgers with that. Then we have the all explosive Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. We do have Dragon Ball Super a few years ago, but I was watching the Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT characters. I also watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! The card games. There were other cartoons such as Pokemon and I believe One Punch Man. I did not see that. It was just a whole list of stuff to watch. You can only watch so much. If you managed to watch more than me, congrats. I don't know how you did it, but there was just a long list, limited time, school, after school programs, and a couple of video games to play on top of that. So I just named a couple of stuff that I watched. Some of my all-time favorites would include that Dragon Ball Z series. Yu-Gi-Oh! That does stick with me a lot. In terms of Cartoon Networks, Samurai Jack, I did not name that at first, but that was pretty darn good.
mm.
I cannot discount the others, but
Mm.
I grew up watching that stuff. That stuff is good.
That's wonderful. Yeah, cartoons inspire you when you're growing up. They feed you in with different kinds of ideas, and then some of them you apply. And maybe they influenced you into dreaming big and thinking of experiencing the world in a different way. When did this start? I mean, how did you start traveling around the world? And yeah, how did it all come to
I'm going
be?
to trace it back to the classroom books. Actually, I have to separate the cartoon part from the books
Okay.
because when I was in school, I already told you I did like to read books. That was a hobby of mine. But in class, I did occasionally stumble upon books showing other countries, pages showing other countries, such as China and Cambodia. And that's when I thought to myself, I'd like to go there. It was just neat to see these things. In sixth grade, when the teacher spoke about Egypt and China, I would imagine myself being there. It was sort of with me, but would I be able to go to these countries? No, we're kids. We don't have the money and the time and the power to just go on.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to college, that's when I'm working a part time job, McDonald's, saving up money, and I see a brochure showing about 5 countries: Guatemala, Rome, so on. I want to go. I just see this brochure. I want to go. Besides, I'm a part of the World Student Club in my university. I joined just out of sheer interest. I like it, what I see. I'm loving the people interactions. Something about that World Student Club is just my type of thing. My type of thing. When I
Mm-hmm.
see this, I do want to go to these countries. They seem too expensive. So I just look at the first one, the cheapest, which is Guatemala. And that's how I was able to pull myself out into that country by going to the classroom, asking a teacher and having her help me out with what it might be like, a little bit of Spanish, so on, in order to get there. Now, the first time I was out of the country was in a family trip to Canada, 5 days, just 5 days, but it was beautiful. in 2010. So that was about 4 years before this. This time that I'm telling you about, when I'm just seeing the country and I see I have the power in myself to go there, that's on me, one as one person in and of myself. And from there, after I go to Guatemala and I see I can go there, then I take it a little further to Japan a couple of years later, and then I go on my own to China, then Australia, France, Egypt, traveling to countries in between a couple of these countries, and then I start country hopping, Brazil and India. So from the USA, go to Brazil, take an airplane to India. That's why you have India right here, and actually Brazil is below that in
Mm.
my. After that, we go, or I go by myself, about 7 months later to Tanzania and Indonesia. Again, hence my room. There's a
Oh.
poster, there's another one. And last year, I went to Germany and Uzbekistan. Germany and Uzbekistan, traveling through a whole list of countries. So from that beginning, I trace from childhood to the university to basically going on my own country by country. That's how it got started.
Mm.
I look back, no regrets, just sheer pride at the magnificence of traveling. That is my story.
So, what really inspires you to? Because it's a passion that we identify in you, even as we are hearing. What is that really inspires you to just keep on traveling and keep on going? What is it that you're after, or that you gain? I don't know. For someone who's listening and cannot understand, hey, why is this guy so excited about traveling one country to the other?
Isn't that part of the point? I'm
Yeah,
just trace it to this. You know how people grow up and they are just into one field or another?
yeah.
People are growing up differently. Some people like business, some people like sports, some people do like engineering. People just grow up that way, and it's just from inside the person. Their parents may not tell them that, but the person grows up that way. And from my perspective, we are born with a purpose. We're just born made this way. So traveling is just a part of my path. People won't understand because their path is different than
Mm,
mine. Some people will grow up to be teachers, engineers, lawyers, whatever. That's not my path. My path is a little different. So this is part of my purpose. It always was. I just realized it and I just jumped on. And the further I go, the further I realize I can go further. It's like knowledge begets knowledge, ability begets ability. Going further allows you to go further. It feeds on itself as a loop. And so what keeps me going is I travel also to learn deep down. It's not just a physical thing for fun and vacations, it's actually a learning thing. I go out, see people, see their culture, see their media, see their economy, see how people live, and go and take their languages, interact with them in their languages, come home, get ready for the next country. I'm actually getting something out of the experience of living, not the experience of watching TV or watching YouTube of the country, the experience of being in the country, having to adapt. There's a difference. If somebody shows you a picture of the country, like here, you're seeing it in a relaxed, amazed state. When you go into the country, you have to actually adapt and learn. It's actually a tough process. That's the difference between actually traveling and watching traveling. In one instance, you're in your comfort zone. When you go out of your comfort zone into the country, you have to adapt to the country, expand, and become stronger. I like that part about traveling. I don't want to read books about it. I want to become the person who has to become stronger as I travel in that country and come home as a better person. I can handle stress because traveling, stuff will happen. Stuff will happen against your best plans. I want to be able to be a little smarter and wiser. People are different. Some people will trick you out of your money if they know. Some people will trick you out of opportunities. You have to be able to read people. I
mm.
want to be a little wiser in terms of culture. We have different countries, different meanings. A yes to somebody might mean half a yes to somebody else.
Mhm.
It's just weird. Time, the time meaning of 12 o'clock might actually mean 12:30 to somebody else.
Oh,
People's
exactly.
time are different. Now I understand this from firsthand experience, not from watching videos, not from books, from being there. That is the difference between actually
Beautiful.
reading about something and experiencing something.
Beautiful. Tell us one of your best experiences around those travels.
I normally point to Egypt as the best experiences because that is where I learned to stand on my feet. That is how I learned to stand on my feet because people, when you go to the pyramids or you go to a temple or you go to a site and you do it alone by yourself, nobody with you, people come at you. The tourists, they come at you with these nice smiley faces and they pretend to be nice people. No, not necessarily. They want your money. It's business.
Hmm.
They're here to get something off of you, and they are going to use their friends to help them do it. You will pay them money to see something. They have a friend. After you're done with them, they'll refer you to their friend who will try to make something from you, who will refer you to their other friend to make something from you. It's trickery, but it is true. And because you are not in a group, because you are one person, one individual, you have to be able to stand on yourself, stand on your own. It takes a lot of mental energy and courage to do, but you become better in the process. So, Egypt, as much beauty as it has, you gotta be as clever as a fox and be on your feet. And the other experiences I would direct you to would be the two country travels: Brazil and India, Tanzania, Indonesia, Germany, Uzbekistan, were unlimited money. I'm going to one country, I'm flying to another country, and I have to be able to manage my finances. So basically, I'm taking every dollar and I'm trying to stretch it. Which food is going to get me the furthest? Which food will give me the most energy to allow me to go the furthest for the best prices? Which programs, which days will suit me? Which roads will suit me? Where is the money leaking? What is likely to mess me up later on? You got to think steps ahead. And if you go to one country, oh, that's not a big deal. You just spend, you have the experiences, and you go home. You go to another country, one thing did change, and it was strange. I was around a group of people for the first country. They had their experiences. I had to limit myself because I'm thinking of another country, the country after. And so peer pressure can be a real thing. You got to resist. You got to say no to your friends, the new friends that you make. Sometimes it's not a pretty thing, but things become complicated when you have to balance two countries instead of one with
Mm.
no job and you have to think ahead. That was a tough experience, but
Wow.
it was a
And
lot.
it's interesting to hear you mention uh, the challenges as the best experiences. This is interesting, and I love your perspective. And you talk of what travel does to you, and I think this is one of them, that it teaches you to pick wisdom from the experiences that you go through.
That's right. Not just to know something, but to have a sense of judgment. You got to have your brain in this thing, this process.
So I'm curious, do you have worst experiences because you picked some bad experiences and made them positive? Do you have worst experiences among your traveling times?
Of course, of course I do.
Which are, tell us.
If I exclude those experiences that I flipped around, some of
Okay.
the worst experiences, and I'm gonna go to mosquitoes. This is a one that is actually hard for me to actually flip around. I can
Mhm.
flip over almost any experience. I can flip over COVID when I went down during a shutdown and got messed up. But mosquitoes, that part is a nightmare because when you are in a hotel, you're stranded. I want to say stranded, kind of stranded. Your money is low. You got to figure out stuff. You're not in a classroom. Some of the worst experiences happen when, number one, I got free time, too much free time, almost like I'm in retirement or something. I got no classroom, no job. It's too hot or it's super hot. I don't want to go outside. or I just finished my traveling and now I just want to relax, go to sleep. All of a sudden, bzzz, what was that? And I start itching. I can't see the mosquito. It hides in my room. I try to get a spray and spray it out. I can't do anything. I don't know where it is. That is where the experiences get nasty. And several countries would include Egypt and Indonesia, where the mosquitoes, you're trying to chase them down. But in fact, they're chasing you and you can't do much about it.
Uh, okay.
The one tip I have is you can use apple cider vinegar. It will stink. You may not like it. The mosquitoes don't like it either. Use it on your skin when you're bit. Use it to try to chase them, get them out if you can. But otherwise, you're just going to have to outthink the mosquito. You're just going to have to try to put it in places where you think it's going to hide and try to, if it has 10 places to hide, try to make it to where they have 5 places to hide in your room. Try to bring it down to 3, and then be able to just get a book or something and catch them in the air. That experience is hard to turn around and just make it into a strength
Oh.
because they bloodsuckers, man.
Yeah, I say if you want to know that little things matter, lock yourself in a room with one mosquito that is persistent.
Oh,
You'll know
Dalai Lama.
that little things do
That was the
matter.
Dalai. That was actually the case,
Hmm.
and that was annoying.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, now you're talking about taking. I mean, pre- pretty serious question of the way that you spend your money. But then you have your money for someone who's taking a plane from one country to another country. Yeah, you have some money, and then you have that free time. Please combine them, both of us. I mean, both of them for us, and inspire someone who's been maybe thinking of living your lifestyle. And
Oh,
how do they go about it? Get the
yeah.
money and get the free time together.
Oh, the money and the free time. There we
Yeah.
go. For most people, this would be insane. It would require a whole lifetime change. My situation is that, our economy, how the house prices are going up. I'm actually living in with my parents and grandparents. So that eliminates the need to pay for rent in apartments. I pay for rent when I'm outside of the country by myself. When I'm here, I don't. That money gets saved up for traveling. It gets saved over 6 or 7 months. The reason it takes so long is because I have student loans to pay. I was a student, got my master's degree, Australia, boomerangs. I got to pay me some loans, and I got loans every month to pay if I don't have other stuff to deal with. So that will drag it down. Part-time jobs. Most people have stable jobs, and then you have to be committed year long. My jobs are part-time so that I can travel. My traveling is the main thing in life. That's my main thing, not the jobs. The job is helping my traveling. The job is supporting it. Therefore, if I do any cooking, cleaning, warehouse jobs, anything that sounds almost like Amazon but is a little different to make up that money, then I'm going to save it for the traveling to grow through the traveling in the world. So it's flipped over for me. It's the other way around where the traveling
Mm.
is the big thing. For anyone who wants to have that kind of free time, that would be kind of a flip. But if you have a traditional job and you pay your bills, I don't think you have to go out of the country for months.
Mm.
You can apply for vacation, then take a week. This is where the main problem starts. People
Mm.
keep saying they're afraid of traveling, or they want to travel and they're not feeling motivated. That means they have the ability to travel and they don't do it. If
Mm.
you want to travel, it has to be number one, number two, or number three in your goal list, in your list this year. If you make a resolution for this year, it's not going to go to your number 9 while you pay up your bills, make money, pay your health insurance, play video games, watch a movie, go to school, maybe get a new car, maybe get a new house, maybe get something new. That's a lot of stuff
Mm.
people go through. It has to be either your one or your second or your third priority. It has to be up in your mind. So for
Mm,
me, it's number one, go to this country, get a language. That's why
mm.
I'm so successful. All my efforts, not all, but maybe 80% of my energy and efforts are naturally going into the traveling. I'm putting my mind into the traveling. Most people do not even put their thoughts around it. Their thoughts are around video games, new car, new house, maybe, just making money, hustling, a list of things.
And
That
then
is
there,
why.
yeah, and then there are those people who are limited of uh, going to places maybe for a long time or even for a short time because of an attachment. And in this case, I mean a relationship. Is in that an issue with you?
No,
Yeah,
I'm single.
you're
That allows,
single. Uh,
that
any
allows me.
any thoughts about it for the future? Like, how is it gonna affect your traveling? Or tell us.
Of course, I'd be thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And my crazy part is I did accomplish my goals in terms of traveling and languages. Like I got a big chunk done. So I got that out of the way and I'm single, so I was able to do that. When I do settle down, I can still travel here and there, but I do not have to be away from the country for a full year or for months at a time. But if my future wife wants to travel with me, all the better. We could just go around the world doing what we want to, possibly for a month, maybe 2 months or so. It is possible. But because I got so much of the big stuff out of the way in terms of what I wanted from my life, things people would wait their entire lives to wait for, I did in a mere 10 years.
Mm,
I'm satisfied with this progress. Oh, I'm more than satisfied. This was my achievements.
your achievements.
Yeah, that's such a
Is
yes.
there is there a time frame for the next stage of life, like what we just talked about? Like you've said, at this point of life, that's when I want to make the change.
You mean like for the next 10 years, 10 years goals? Actually, it's going to include traveling, but it's going to be in a different way because
Hmm.
I'm finishing up with books. I'm writing books about some of these things and about my own thoughts. That time frame will last a few years. Starting a business, that will last some time into the future. So yes, I do have my own time frames, and I think I could fit it in.
Hmm.
With the early stage of life, traveling was the main thing. In the next 10 years, yeah, I'm saying 10 years time frame, I have my other projects, which will be more of the main thing. And the traveling can be around there, but it's not going to be in the center. It could be toward the side, as it
Mm.
is for people. And if I ever feel like I need to do a whole lifetime readjustment, I probably can because I've done it before. I could do it again if I need to change my priorities. I
What
already know that's what traveling is.
what what does your family has to say about it? I mean, do they ask you, hey, like, tell us, are you? What do they comment? I mean, are they happy about your lifestyle? Are they maybe asking you, hey, guys, settle down?
Yeah, my family thinks I'm crazy. I'm
Yeah.
sure. No, I'm just, there's a lot of reactions. There can
Hmm.
be tons of reactions. One of them is in the beginning when I went to China for 1 year when I was about to go, it was, they were proud of me. Wow. And when I came home, they said, okay, congratulations on the biggest and final traveling of your life. 6 months later, I was headed to Australia. They said, again? And it was to get my master's degree. So
Hmm.
basically, I combined going to my dream country with getting a master's degree. In China, it was teaching English as a teacher. So I was
Hmm.
working there while going around these cities and doing whatever I wanted and playing video games. In Australia, I was going as a student to get a master's degree in international relations. I
Yeah.
think international relations suits me quite well. I'm just going around the world. I just combined it, took on student loan debt in order to do it. And then I come home. I announce that I'm going to France 6 months from now. They say, again? Wow, you're quite the world traveler. And then I did it in the middle of COVID, which to them might seem a little crazy. I still did it, even though things were shut down. And then one more time, I went to Egypt. Same reactions like, wow, you're accomplished. When are you going to settle down? Are you going to settle down after Egypt? I thought I might settle down a little bit. But then I felt like, hey, I have a vision. I'm going to go further. Maybe God and my angels are inspiring this vision of the next country's next opportunities to learn and more. I announced I'm going to 2 countries. They had a hard time wrapping their minds around it. And
Mm.
saying, I thought you were going to settle down. That was the reaction. I thought you were going to settle down.
Yeah.
I travel.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that, hey, what's this kind of man? How was Augustine doing?
Years. And
Yeah.
from then on, it's what is your next country? So,
Mhm.
what is your next country? I tell them the next country. All right, you came home. What is your next country? All right, I got it. What is your next country? Oh, I came from the Bahamas just a month ago. All right, so where to next? That is the reaction. All right, Mexico, Nigeria.
Oh, the countries. Okay, speak to someone out there and inspire them. Tell them the benefits that you've gathered, everything, why they should start traveling like you. You've mentioned a few of them, but maybe at this point they will compile them together and say, okay, now I'm going to go. Tell us.
They're going to go. Why
Yeah,
they
I'm going to go.
travel? Let's
Mm.
start with the common cultural unspoken rule. The USA is the greatest country in the world, and there is no need to travel because you are in the greatest country in the world where everybody comes and everybody gives you a part of their country inside this country. Well, I'll just start with that. Yeah, it is the greatest country in the world. It does not mean it has all of the countries in the world. There is a difference between being the greatest at the top and having the complete circle. You can make your money here, you can have your businesses, but when you go out into the world, you're going to see other stuff that you're not exposed to. So you should go ahead and see it. There are, let's say, colorful buildings and beautiful homes, colorful artistic designs that you will not see anywhere else. You're going to see old artifacts in history if you are a historian inside these countries like China and India. Imagine being in Central Asia where the layout is wonderful and the food is entirely different. Spicy, maybe sour, a little sweet, a little bitter. People love food. Get outside the country, eat some food over there, see the architecture, and learn how to interact with the people. You cannot exactly experience this in the USA full scale. You can only get a part of it. And you can only get a part of it inside of your comfort zone. The moment you get out, you're on your own and you're really going to live in a way that you haven't. The also a second point to mention is the thrill of traveling. Most people spend their lives watching TV, movies, entertainment. We have wonderful shows like Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, Star Wars, Marvel movies. Entertainment is nice, but it is no substitute for that sheer happiness, excitement, and wonder that traveling will do to you. I experienced it. My friends also experienced it. Classmates experienced it as well because we want to be happy, believe it or not. People just want to be happy. People want to have a challenge. I would even say people don't want to lay around, sit around, and do nothing all day. As much as it's good to not work, we will also be dead inside. We'll also feel empty. We will just stagnate, and that will be it. When you travel, it flips the script. You're in a challenging environment, but like climbing a mountain, it is a thrill. It is deeply satisfying. As much frustration as you can experience, it in the end is awesome. You will love it when you go out to another country. You can go far out into East Asia, to Africa, or you can stay close to home and just go to Canada or Mexico if you're in around my country. It's up to you. Experience the big countries, experience the small ones, whether for the thrill of the traveling, whether to experience a whole different side of life that you cannot have in the greatest country in the world, because the world is out there. And lastly, to avoid regrets. People dream of traveling. So why are you just dreaming? If it's stuck in your head, you're not going to experience it. If you make it your priority and you accomplish the dream, then you have something to keep to yourself, to your friends. No regrets in your life. The biggest things that people have growing up is They wish they had done this, they wish they had done that. And I'm telling you, just don't have any regrets. If you have the money and the time, you can go for a couple of days, maybe a week to another country, come back. If you don't like it, cool. At least you know you don't like it. If you love it, cool. You might continue onwards. Those are my 3 points right there.
Wow, that's beautiful. And thank you for sharing. And you talked about languages. How many languages do you speak?
I have 12 in various levels.
Wow,
12 various levels. I'm not going
12.
to, they're all fluent. They fluctuate in
Okay.
intensity. They go up and down, except for English, because
Mm,
I use it every day. But Spanish is tends to be a close second. When people speak around me, I pick it up.
mm.
Portuguese, German, French. French tends to come quickly to me. Arabic, what a nice cursive language. Every time I'm on my smartphone trying to type it, the curves are nice. From Egypt. Swahili from Tanzania, as well
Mhm.
as Hindi from India. That was okay, that was hard from India. There's Indonesian from Indonesia. And then in Uzbekistan last year, I was learning Russian. I was learning German and then learning Russian. So those will compile my list of 12. Most of them are in the Romance languages, like the Romance section, such as French, German, Portuguese. And I'm missing two more, Chinese and Japanese. Those are the hardest
Wow.
ones.
Wow. So I'm
Those
gonna
are,
so I'm gonna put you into test. Habari yako.
huh? Habari.
Habari yako.
What is it? Habari. Shikamu. Habari.
Shikamo marhaba.
Yes. So I'm going to say Nina Ona. Nina Ona. Wait a minute. Nina Ona. Kitabu.
Unaona kitabu.
Inasema kitabu.
Yeah. Jina
That,
yako? Jina
huh?
yako? Jina yako?
So, Nina, Gina Langu.
Uh-huh.
AJ. I'm telling you. That's it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I'm telling you, but that was because you put me on the spot right there. I
Yeah.
had to get out of my head. So I
Yeah.
was rusty. If you think that was good, that was actually me being rusty.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
more you speak, the
definitely.
more it comes to me.
Yeah,
Everything.
I didn't prepare you for this because if you
No,
were
that was on
prepared,
the spot.
you've done a few, you would have done a few homework and then you would come with much
Yes.
more.
But
But
then
you're
I will
doing
say,
good. That's good.
example, Miji Dar es Salaam. Miji
Mji
Dar
wa Dar es
Nina
Salaam. That's
Taka,
correct.
Nina, what, Nina Taka, Nina Pinda. Dar,
Ninapenda.
yeah. Like Kumba.
Yeah,
Ungu.
mtu tu.
Vio, I can't even, can hardly say it.
Yeah, if you had the time, I know you would have come with some great
No,
phrases.
it's going to go there.
Yeah. So you're doing good, and yeah, thank you for sharing this with. And I don't know what else that you can want to add into this before we sign off. What is that exactly that you'd like us to know?
I would say the difference between traveling, I have to reiterate the difference between traveling somewhere and watching videos. One is you're in your comfort zone watching other people do something. The other is you are out of your comfort zone being forced to grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, maybe physically. So one forces you to grow. The other is you can sit back and watch other people. Also, when you see the world and experience the world from your own eyes, you will come up with your own perspectives, your own opinions, and your own understanding, your own words, your own way of talking. Notice I can describe my own experiences in my own words, not from somebody else's view. If you
Mhm.
watch videos and books, you're probably going to experience it from their view alone, their words, their view, their choice. So when you travel, that experience is going to be your own experience. Nobody can take that away from you. The
Yeah,
growth is going to be your own growth. Nobody can take that away from you. And you will not have to regret things that you have not done 10 years or 20 years from now because voila, you did it.
you
The
did it.
accomplishment is yours. History cannot be erased. If somebody tries to erase your Facebook post, well, you traveled. It's written
You
in
did.
stone. You
Yeah,
got the proof.
you did it. Yeah, and I know there is someone who's watching and could be saying, "Hey, I would like to connect with this guy. He seems a positive guy, inspiring, so that I could also get to travel from there." When you get next to people who are doing things, then you will tend to be inspired to do them also. So, how can they get to you?
My social media accounts. You do
Mhm.
have my Facebook, so it's AJKPOSOWA. My Instagram is the same exact link. It's even connected to my Facebook.
Okay,
And those are the primary ways of reaching me. When I do get my book out, I will announce it there, and then I'll have to get my website running on Medium.
okay. So, connect with Augustine by following the link in the description of this video, and yeah, get to travel, get to know the world, and experience the world,
That's
so that you don't have regrets in life of things you could have done and you didn't
the
do.
world in your own way.
Yeah. Signing off, I would say, I would ask a question I usually ask all my guests. Tell us, you've said much, yes, but tell us that one thing, maybe in just one sentence, a phrase, something that we should never forget. What is that for you?
Hmm. Traveling is life.
Never forget that. You listening or watching, that traveling is life.
I'm sure people will decode that spiritually,
Yeah,
mentally, emotionally, physically, and they'll know there's different to that one.
traveling is life. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you very much, Augustine. We are very blessed and thankful that we have here. And thank you for inspiring us to travel more.
And thank you too, Anthony. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a great honor. And we wish you all the best in the future in everything that you choose to do.
Yes. Oh, indeed.
Yeah. So, viewers, listeners, this is the end of this episode. We really appreciate you taking your time to watch or listen. If you haven't subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please do. And if you like just hearing, then search for a Broad Experience podcast on all the other listening platforms. Thank you. And until next time, this has been your host, Anthony Moirore, together with our special guest, Augustine. Pause her.
Kposowa. Nina Sekiri.
Unanifikiri.
Inzuri. Higo
Ninzuri.
Inzuri. Kposowa. Kposowa. Inzuri.
Yeah,
Kupwa.
Ninzuri. Okay, bye for now. Until next time. Bye.
Goodbye.